Heyo, how we doing? What's up, Brad? How you doing? Hopefully you had a good week. How is everybody doing? How is everybody doing? I'm gonna ask it like 10 times. How's everybody doing? I want to hear the answer. I want to hear you tell me how you're doing as I get rid of this thing. Me and my video games. What would I do without them? How's everybody doing? How we doing? You guys doing good? Gals, guys, girls, boys? How we doing? How are we doing? Ooh, hit the like button on the way in. I need to start getting a little bit more active in asking for the like button. I mean, I know I ask for it at the end of every video, but who really watches to the end of the video, right? I think I need to start asking like at the beginning, say, hey, you watch my video, right? Do you like me? I mean, maybe you don't like me. I mean, there is a guy that comes in and just hits the dislike button. I don't know. He probably didn't even watch the video. He's just like, oh, that guy again. Boop. Dislike. I'm out of here. So yeah, those guys are cool. So how we doing? Mom, how you doing? An, how you doing? Allah, how you doing? David, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Good to hear, man. Good to hear. I like it when people are doing well. I'm not gonna lie, An. This is the first time I've noticed that your avatar, like I've seen it 100 times probably, but I just noticed that literally says An with candlesticks. I like it. How you doing? Jag, good morning. How you doing? How you doing? Call me Joey. How you doing? I like to, I actually kind of like this as an introduction. We just make sure everybody's getting into the flow of things, Let's get some music going. I found some music that I can actually play. Let's get that going. Hold on, I gotta make sure it's the right one. Let's get this one going. Play. Yep. Shuffle it up. There we go. Let's get it up a little bit louder so you guys can hear it. I don't want it to be too loud, right? I don't want it to, overtake my voice. There we go. These nuts. Yeah, I got rid of that a while ago, Tom. I switched over from stream. I could probably make it work again. But yeah, man, that scared the crap out of me every time you did that. No hablo español? Nada bueno? Look, Mom, now you got everyone saying hi. It's not just Brian. Allah, otherwise known as Graham Stefan, he's looking at my mom saying, how you doing? My mom made some really good nuts. Those things are seasoned and taste magnificento. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Yeah. What else is I gonna say now that my mom's got me all flustered? Oh yeah, she made some chicken nuggets tonight. I was eating those things, and she made 2 different kinds, but it really wasn't 2 different kinds. They tasted exactly the same, so I don't really know what that was all about. But she was like, taste these. They taste different. One's with panko crumbs and this one's with flour, cornstarch, and some seasonings. And I was like, yeah, they taste the same. The panko was a little crunchier, but they tasted the same. But I mean, hey, maybe when they were hot, they tasted different. I don't know. But yeah. So as always, now that some people are rolling in, hit that like button as you come in. Show your support for the channel. Help maybe we can get some more people in here. Get a lot of people for that drawing at 10:30. Hopefully Brian will stop by. He said there's like an 80% chance he'll be here. If you have any questions throughout the entirety of this live stream, feel free to chime in. The topic I chose tonight was dealing with losers because we had a pretty, I don't want to say it was a rough week. Let's pull up the let's pull up this guy. We can go over it. Speaking of which, guys, TraderSync, I know you've seen me use it in some of my videos. I do have a link if you guys are interested in a journal. It's down in the description. I'm not selling out here. I'm just saying, if you're interested, there's a link to get it cheaper in the description. It does obviously help support the channel as well, or else why would I be doing it, right? You think I'm just going to help you guys out of the goodness of my heart? Get out of here. Did you put those nuts in your mouth the same as you put your balls in your mouth? Yeah. Oh, 100%. Dude, I can't stop eating those nuts. They're so good. I put 2 nuts in my mouth, and they just taste so good that I just put 2 more in there, and I just 2 at a time. 1 in the right side, 1 in the left side, and they're so good. They're candied like sugar, like they're coated with candy sugar. I don't even know what they're coated with, but they're just so good that I just keep putting 2 nuts in my mouth over and over again. It's delicious. Can't imagine doing anything else. But yeah, so we have 140 trades since we started trading this way. And I was actually talking to David about this the other day, where it seems like when I'm winning, I'm winning. When I'm losing, I'm losing. It's like I can't get days where it's like, I mean, there's been a couple days where like I've went back and forth, but for the majority, it's like either I go on a little winning streak or I go on like a little losing streak. This was that bad time, that big dip in like my P&L where I was just being absolutely stupid. But then we started to get ourselves together, and then you just see it's like the losses kind of come in groups, right? It's like wins, and then 2 losses. Try to win again, 3 losses in a row. Win, and then here's a couple that were mixed in, but then it's like they're just grouped together, right? Like they're always grouped together. Look at this. Like every once in a while, it's like one by itself, but they always seem to be grouped together. And then it's like this day, I remember that was a 3-loss day. Then we went on a nice winning streak again. And this was just the other day, yesterday. So actually, I wonder. Let's see, date. Last 7 days. That'll give, or that's going to include Friday, though, right? No, it doesn't. Okay. So we actually ended up break even this week, all because of that crappy crap. That was a crappy day. That ZS trade, man, that was brutal. I mean, I'm sure you guys, actually I can pull the chart up. Been saving all my charts until the end of the week so that I can go over them on the stream if we need to. Let's see, ZS, where are you? You piece of shit. So this was the chart before it just kept on going. I think this thing went up closer to, do I have an, yeah, do I have like an end of day? Yeah. Check this thing out. This thing went all the way up there to 190, and our last exit was down there at like 175. If you guys remember, like back in the day, my MTSI trade, this is exactly kind of what it looked like. But I just kept trying to trade it, and that was basically why I almost blew up my account that day. But yeah, this was the brutal trade of the week. We tried it twice. And as you heard me say, I think I was getting a little too confident. Me and David were actually talking about that. And I remember asking myself in the moment, would I take the second trade if I hadn't taken this first one? And I can't say that I would have, because I would have been like, oh, this thing is just kind of grindy. But I did it anyway. And yeah, we paid the price for it. And then the other chart from that day was AMTX, right? Yeah. This one was real brutal. This one did not like us. So the story, I mean, if you watch the video, story is we got in here looking for this to come back down, test that area, right? It flies up against us. We actually tried to get an ad right there at 342, and we had the screenshot to prove it. I don't know where it's at. I could show it to you if you really want to see it. It's somewhere in here. I'm assuming this is it. Nope, that's on SOL. Sometimes I save these just for fun. Is this it? Yep, AMTX 342. Let me scroll on so you guys can see it. But yeah, so we had the, but as you can see, it said the contract is not available for short sale because it ran out of shares. And yeah, so we didn't get our ad here, which would have been beautiful. Definitely would have been taking some off here because it would have put our average somewhere in there. and probably would have stopped out the rest at high of day, or maybe at break even. I don't know. Probably at high of day because I would have been looking for more out of it. But yeah, we basically top ticked that, and it did continue down for the rest of the day. So yeah, that one sucked because could have been a green trade if we had shares available. Did not. And this is one of those times where you say, hey, it's trading. It sucks. But it's part of the game. So that was just yesterday was just a crap day, as you can see. I mean, look at that. There's not much we can do about it. 2 losses on ZS and 1 loss on AMTX. And really, besides Friday, we had that big trade on NVAX. 2 good trades there on Monday. And then the rest of the week was just crap. I mean, minus that GME trade today, we just couldn't get anything going. Just CGC, I remember we had a little bit of a pullback, didn't get to our take profit. So we took some off looking for it to continue down. It went back up, stopped us out. PDD, I remember this one didn't work. Hold on. There's the I mean, that NVAX chart, that thing was beautiful. Just to show you guys this one real quick. So this one, we just absolutely hammered the top out of this thing and pretty much covered the bottom. I mean, this was just a really good trade. And this is, I think, part of why my confidence was starting to go up, because I was starting to really, figure out how my system works the best. And, but yeah, let's find PDD real quick. PDD is going to look like the first trade on ZS, if I can ever find it. There it is. And this is going to look like NVAX. It just didn't work, right? So same thing. We even got the ad once we realized, okay, we like that we're on the backside here. It tried high of day twice right there. You can see it. And it started to come back down. So we got our ad looking for this thing to really fall over. I mean, we're looking, for take profits down in that area. And it just decided to go high of day. Didn't work out. I do believe this actually ended up continuing for a little bit. I don't remember. I'd have to look. I don't have any screenshots of that after the fact. But yeah, I mean, this looks exactly like our NVAX trade, right? Where we made 18, and how much did we lose here on PDD? We were probably looking to get about the same. We only lost 479. So keeping our losers small for the most part. I mean, minus the ZS trade and the AMTX trade. Again, that AMTX trade, that's just one of those ones you just got to chalk it up and say trading sucks sometimes. Trading is hard. Whatever analogy that you use to really just realize that sometimes everything's not going to fall your way. You got 4 kings on the river with 2 aces out there. Sometimes you're going to run into the other two aces and you're going to lose. The odds are, not in your favor to lose that hand, but hey, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. The ZS trade, that just sucked, right? That thing was on earnings and it just kept on going. Yeah, Snap was another. This is one, again, I mean, this is kind of what we were running into. Things were just really strong. We're looking, for that pullback down here. We got, well, that was what we were looking for on the initial shares, but since we didn't get it, we were trying to hold on to see if this thing wanted to fade back down to VWAP, especially because we had to take shares out early because we found it was, I mean, if you see this candle right here, and then you can see it tried to come down again and then started to get bought up. So it was kind of a clear level of support right here. So we decided to take half off and then risk high of day for the rest. But then it came up, tried a bunch of times. So then we just, we saw the obvious support line here, right? Previous resistance came down, formed support, and it started to curl up. So to me, that was kind of an obvious squeeze that was about to happen. So why not just take your shares off there? And this thing did end up going high of day. So just a small winner there because of that. What was the other ones? I think I showed you CGC, showed you those, and like FSLY today. This one, was this the frustrating one? Yeah. This one was frustrating because we felt like we had a really good trade, and as you can see, I don't think did I get a close-up picture? I guess I could just show you on the chart. FSLY. 2 minute. Wow, that thing really kept going, huh? So looks like it would have worked out. I don't know. I probably wouldn't have scaled there because I remember our take profit was at 32 because I remember bringing it up in the Discord that this would have just missed us, and I remember putting that out there for the $15. So that would have been a nice winner. But it shot down, got bought up, and then that was actually when we added, and then it shot back down again. and just got absolutely bought up again. I mean, look at these bottoming tails. And I tried to give it a second to see what it wanted to do, and it kind of hovered at my average, tried to go back down and couldn't get back down through this 86 area, and it started to go back up, and I took it off for break even because our average obviously got moved down to this general area, because I remember it was basically a break even trade. And yeah, so that one kind of sucked because I really thought we were going to get this move like right away, like on these candles. But again, guys, that's hindsight. And when I was reading the price action, it just, I mean, if you look at these two bottoming wicks, right? It just, to me, it felt like it was going to go higher, and it did, right? It almost went all the way back up to high of day, and then just somebody said, no, we're not going to high of day just yet. But ultimately, it ended up doing it. It was just the way that I was reading the price action, it just didn't feel like it was doing what I wanted it to do. And jumped out of it break even, act like the trade never happened, and so be it, right? Those are going to happen as well. The other trade, CPE, this one was actually a misclick. I loaded the shares in the montage, and I like to click my charts just to know that I don't know why, I just do it, just like little ADHD thing going on. But I loaded shares because I was interested, and then I was like, I don't really. I mean, like I was like, I like the extension. It kind of feels a little grindy. The volume started to pick up, but it really wasn't like a lot of volume compared to what was kind of happening earlier. So I was really looking for this thing to like squeeze, and I just didn't. And then after I misclicked, it never went down from there. It actually just started to go right up, and I was like, of course, you can't just get lucky and misclick and have things go in your favor. And it decided to go up here to 1350, and I was like, you know what? If this pops through 1350, because look at this candle, it was a nice candle. It's going to be an even nicer candle if it can get up here to like 1360. I'm gonna hit the add button and get our average up and look for the drop, because at that point we are extended, right? That would have been a good first entry that I would have been looking for, but unfortunately, it got to 1350 to the dot, right to the penny. Literally, I think it actually looks like this second candle's higher, but it was actually lower, which is kind of weird because there's a little wick there. But it just shot right down, and I was like, of course. And anytime you get the big move, right, the faster the move, the weaker the trend, the odds are you're going to try to read the bottom because you're going to get some kind of a bounce, and that's exactly what we did. Of course, it was like right at our average. Ended up, taking a little bit of a win there. But I knew after this thing got shoved down as quick as it did, it was almost the full 50 cents, that it was not going to just continue. And, I mean, it could have, right? Obviously, it could have, but the odds are it's going to do exactly what it did. And if for some reason I wanted to get back into this thing, to me, these sloppy seconds can be pretty 50-50. But really, the more and more I watch these, I do like how the backside of these sloppy seconds, if you can find an area where it starts to form a descending triangle based off of the sloppy seconds, they almost always complete. And usually they give you down lower than that previous low. So it's something I've been looking at forever. You guys, if you guys have been following me for a long time, you guys know that I've been looking at that for so long, and I'm paying attention. That's all I gotta say. One day when we get a little bit more into the house money, I feel that we'll start to venture off. But right now, I feel like we're on the right path. I mean, I can't complain where we're at. If we pull this up and we let's go back to our overall picture here. I don't think I actually went over the month of November either, but just to kind of give you guys a show that it was a pretty good month as far, for what we're looking to get out of each and every day. I'm hoping to make December a lot better than this, more consistent. Unfortunately, we had a pretty bad start because of yesterday, but yeah, I think we're on the right track. If we look at the overall, yeah, see, for the month of December, we're actually down right now. Which is weird. Oh, because, wait, why are we down? I thought we had, because it's not including the win from Friday, which was the last day of November. But I really think the key to this is to get that win percentage up just a little bit more. Like I said, going into this, when I wrote out my business plan or trading plan, whatever you want to call it, I really was banking on this strategy giving me a 75%-ish win percentage, and I can't seem to get there just yet. I don't know if just the market's in a weird spot for what I'm doing at the current moment. I'm not exactly sure, but I do feel that we're gonna and that's the thing. If we go back, like I said, to when we first started this, which I'd started it on my birthday so that I wouldn't ever forget. We're headed in the right direction. So I can't really complain, and that's with a 67% win percentage. Even with that big losing day yesterday, you can see after we kind of got rid of all the stupid crap that we were doing, I mean, look at the nice steady trend that we got going, right? As long as we can kind of keep this going in that direction, I'm going to be pretty happy. And like I was telling David, I want these packs of losses to kind of go away, but it's never really going to happen, I guess, if I have my rule. Like if I lose 3 in a row, I'm done for the day. It's a rule that I have in place right now. And I mean, who knows? Maybe I would have made all this back plus some if I would have kept trading. I don't know, but I could have made it twice as bad as well. So it's something that goes through my head a lot, but I do like my 11 o'clock cutoff rule right now. Nothing seems to happen very good to me after 11 o'clock per my statistics. Again, though, I think that's something we're going to change in the future. It's something I've always planned on changing in the future. Like if I'm around and I want to trade, I'm not going to hold myself back. I could just use some smaller share size. But like I've told Brian, like I've told David, I can't use smaller share size right now because I'm using the smallest share size. So once we get up there a little bit, and say after 11 o'clock, I'm like, guys, I'm still itching. We got a nice green day going. We're in the house money. Let's just cut the share size in half and keep trading, right? That's kind of what I plan on doing. But as of right now, we're still just looking to make sure that we can be consistent with what we're doing. And as of right now, we can. So, all right. Let's catch up in the chat real quick. Brian, what's up, my man? I kind of knew you were in here, but I didn't want to acknowledge you. Oh, the boyfriend and girlfriend met. I bring you guys together every Friday night. I feel like you guys should start paying me. Excuse me. Oh, boy. I know exactly what book you're reading, Brad. That's a good one. Brian, I've been waiting for you. Oh, jeez. Yeah, guys, seriously, Weeble. My mom actually just got her other 2 to give her the total for 4 free stocks. You guys know, I don't really sell to you guys. This is the last thing, and then we're going to get into the whole losing thing that I was talking about. But if you go to any of my videos, let's see. Hopefully I don't, there we go. So like if you go to my video from today and you go down here to the description, hit show more, it says 2 free stocks on Webull. But right now it's actually 4. Yeah, so you get started with 4 free stocks. All you have to do is open the account and deposit $100. And you never have to actually use the $100. It's literally free money. So I think they extended it. It's like the 12th or the 14th of December. It was supposed to end on the 1st, but I guess were doing well with it. So they extended it. But you get 4 free stocks. And you actually get 2 just for making the account. But then if you deposit the $100, you get an extra 2. Obviously, the 2 for making the account are a less rate. Let me scroll down. Yeah. And it's the 14th. There it is. So the first free stocks are between $2.50 and $250. And obviously, the odds of getting the higher ones are a lot less. So you're probably going to get one of the lower ones. Out of all the free stocks I've gotten, I've only had one that was actually higher than like the minimum amount by a decent amount. And that was actually PCAR, where it was actually double the amount, which was nice. But then if you just make a deposit of $100, you get the other 2 free stocks. And those are valued between $800 and $1,600. So 8, 16, so $21. So it's free $21, right? If you're putting in $100 and you're getting a minimum of $21, you just literally made 20% on your money. So for free, and you never have to do anything. When you get those stocks and they're in your account, you can sell them, and then you have to wait to withdraw. It's a month. I think that's the only catch. There's one catch, and that's it. And that way, if you read through it, I mean, you can find that yourself. But the one catch is when you put the $100 in there, basically say bye to it for a month, and then after that month is up, you can withdraw it. Never have to use it, and you get 4 free stocks. So just something I pushed this out here on Thanksgiving because it was going for almost the whole month of Thanksgiving, almost the whole month of November, and I don't know, on Thanksgiving I was like, oh yeah, I keep forgetting about that. Maybe that can be like a way to kind of give back to you guys, and yeah. So if you haven't done this, do it. It's literally $100. It's free. It's US based. It doesn't, I mean, ask my mom. My mom had no idea what she was doing, and she did it, and it wasn't that hard. It's literally, you just sign up, and it takes care of itself. And yeah, so if you haven't done it, do it. Do it. All right. Actually, I didn't mean to X that out. Crap. Do. Of course, that's actually not in my live stream description. It's kind of funny. What if the stock goes negative in price? It can't. It can only go to 0. Can I choose if the shares are short instead of long? No, you can take the stocks they give you, sell it, and then reuse that money. Yeah, once they give you those stocks, they're your stocks. So if you get, say, a $20 stock and you sell it, you now have $20 in your Webull account. So you're free to do with it what you want. But if you want to withdraw it, you have to wait. You have to wait a month. That's it. That's the only catch. Alrighty. Let me, I just wanted to find that link real quick so I could give it to you guys, just so you have it. Because it's not in the description of this video for some reason. I think that should work. Let me click it. Yeah, okay. Gotta make sure it has my referral link in there, right? So you can support the channel when you do it, right? Alrighty. So the whole point of this week is I want to talk about how we had this nice winning streak going, right? And then PDD was a small loss, no big deal. And then this day, right? The 0 for 3, it sucks. You know, what are you going to do? So what's the first thing you shouldn't do? The first thing you shouldn't do is continue to trade with the mindset, I want to make back what I lost. What would that be called? That's revenge trading, right? We don't want to revenge trade. Why? What's the one bad thing about revenge trading? Like the worst thing. The worst, and I mean, obviously I'm just going to tell you, but the worst thing about revenge trading is you're trading with your emotions. You're not trading by taking your emotions out of it. You're never, and as B always says, you're never going to fully get rid of your emotions, but if you start to trade with them on purpose, then you're just going to start making mistakes because you're going to start deviating from your plan. You're going to start doing obvious things that don't look so obvious in the moment because all you're focused on is making back what you lost. And yeah, it's called trading like P. Oversizing. Yeah. That's the other thing a lot of people do, and it works for a lot of people, but hey, it works until it doesn't. There's a lot of people out there, they do like the old martingale strategy where say you lose $50. Well, next time I'll risk 100 to make back that $50 and you know, go up the $50 that I originally wanted, say for like a 1-to-1 type strategy. And it's, let me tell you guys a story real quick. I actually just told David this the other day. Back when I used to play poker all the time, and this isn't a poker story, it's actually a blackjack story. Party Poker was the site I was using, and I would play $20 sit and goes over and over and over and over again. I was really good at them. It was like my bread and butter, kind of like me trading my one setup every day in the stock market. So I would play $20 sit and goes over and over and over and over and over and over. But what I was doing before every single sit and go that I would play, which is just a 9-person tournament. So that's what a sit and go is. It's like you sit and you play, like you just go play. You don't have to wait for like a bunch of tables to fill and stuff. It's just one table. You sit down, everyone puts up $20, and you play. Three places got paid, and that was that. So I was going to the blackjack table, and I was risking my tournament fee, and I would basically play every single $20 tournament that I played for free, because what I was doing is I would just go sit down at a blackjack table, play one hand. If I won, awesome. I take that and I go play a free tournament. If I win the tournament, then that's amazing, right? I just won with free money. And sometimes, I wouldn't win the first hand of blackjack, and then I would, bet $20 again to try to win 2 in a row, because if I win the second hand, back to break even. Win the second one, I'm off to play my $20 sit and go. Okay, well, say I lost 2 in a row. Lost 20 again. Now I'm down 40. Now I bet 40 to get back to break even, and say I win, and then I start over again. I bet 20, I win, I go play my sit and go. Next sit and go. Bet 20, lose, bet 20, lose, bet 40, lose, bet 80, lose, bet 160, win. Start with 20, win, go play the tournament, right? So that's what the martingale basically is. You just keep doubling down until you get back to break even, and then you kind of just start over again, right? Like no harm, no foul kind of thing. And the problem with this, the huge problem with this, is that it works a lot. It works a lot until it doesn't. You ready for this? Sit down. It's a normal day. I think it was probably like my 4th or 5th sit and go of the day. And the sit and go right before that, I had a hand like I was telling you guys before. It wasn't quad kings versus quad aces, but I honestly don't remember it, to be completely honest. I'm going to say it was like queens. I flopped top set, which is an extra queen. And the guy had, I think he had like pocket 3s or 4s, and he tried to bluff, and I trapped him, and we get the money all in after the flop. He has basically nothing. I have 3 queens. He has I think it was pocket 3s with absolutely no draws. So the only way that this guy can win is if he hit runner 3. So on the turn a 3 and on the river a 3 to give him 4 3s. And that's exactly what happened. So what does that mean, right? That's kind of like AMTX, where I tried to get my ad and I just couldn't. And then it comes back to where I could have had a nice winning trade, but instead it goes up, top ticks my exit right over high of day, and then drops the rest of the day. What do you think that does to someone's emotions, right? It pisses you off, right? You get genuinely pissed off because you feel that the market's out to get you. Now, granted, I'm telling you how most people feel. I used to feel this way all the time, but I've come to realize market makers do that shit on purpose. There's people out there that do that shit on purpose. You've heard stories from a lot of people that will tell you people will drive the price to high of day just to make you think the thing's going higher, and then slam the shit out of it, and everyone's just left, in the dust, and those people are laughing while they make all the money. And it's one of those things where you don't know, however, if when it goes high of day, if that's actually what's happening, and it might actually continue. Like this thing stopped me out at 360. It could have went to $5, but I had no shares. I wasn't about to sit there and hold it. So if this made a strong move all the way back up to high of day after it was all the way down at $3, I'm going to have to let it go. And that's exactly what happened. And unfortunately, that was the top. So that could mess with your head. To me, I'm so used to it at this point where it doesn't really faze me. And that's kind of part of what I want to talk about tonight, is just screen time and experience and doing it over and over again. And the more that you do it, the more that you realize that if you have a system and you're following that system, it shouldn't affect you that much. But anyways, so I had that really bad beat. And what I'm getting at is it was very emotional and it put me on tilt. Now, granted, I'm 19, 20, 21. I don't even remember how old I was at the time when this happened. It was around that age. And I'm like, screw that, right? It was only one tournament. It was only $20. It was $20, and I'm just like, ugh, well, you know, whatever. So I go on to play another one. Right to the blackjack table, $20, lose. $20, lose. $40, lose. $80, lose. $160, lose. $320, lose. $640, lose. Now, there's a reason that this one is pretty key. There is a max on the table for blackjack, and it's $1,000. And at this point, I hiccup. I'd never been this deep into the martingale strategy. And at this point, I'm like, all right, like what happened? But this is where that previous hand or previous tournament and my emotions said, F it, right? Let's keep going, right? My max loss was right there. I had told myself when I started doing this martingale strategy on the blackjack table, if I ever got to this point where I lost that hand to get me down 640, which is actually more than 640 because if you add up all the extras, it's much more than that. But I told myself if I lose that 640 hand, that's it. Stop, take the loss, and just start over. If you're gonna keep going, like start over. Like you've built your bankroll up to this point by abiding to the strategy. Granted, this had never happened before. So I said, no. We're just gonna go for it. So what do? We risk the 1,000, lose, and literally without hesitation, click it again for another 1,000, lose. And then I'm like, that's that. After that second $1,000 loss, I'm like I can like feel it. It's starting to set in. I'm like, what am I doing? And then like 3 seconds go by, and I'm like, whatever. Like it's like either I'm gonna make this back or I'm gonna go broke. $1,000, lose. And then I literally clicked it again. I went to run and it said, you do not have sufficient funds for this. Now, keep in mind, this is an account that I started with $100. And over the course of like 3 years, I grinded it up to what I think it was like a little under $5,000. So it wasn't like a substantial amount of money per se, but it was enough money for me back then, you know, when I was only 18, 19, 20 years old. But it's the story and how it can relate to something like overtrading, how it can relate to you using your emotions or going on tilt per se. Because all it takes is that one trade, like AMTX per se, to absolutely piss you off saying, oh, I shouldn't have lost that trade. I only lost because the market didn't have any more shares. The market went to high a day and top ticked it and it dropped, and that's bullshit. You know, I'm going to just keep trading because I'm fine. That wasn't my fault. That was the market's fault. You know, just not being self-aware. The sooner that you can realize that it was your fault, because before you got in the AMTX trade, you could have stopped and looked at how many shares were available. Before the AMTX trade, you could have said, okay, that's a little bit of a lower float. It's probably pretty risky. I should probably see if the shares are available just in case this thing decides to run. Should I use a little bit smaller share size because of it? You know, these are things that you should think about, right? But when you have a trade a little bit earlier in ZS and that thing just grinded you away, aka that guy hit runner, and your emotions are all over the place. I'm not even saying AMTX was a bad trade. I'm just saying I didn't really do my due diligence like I usually do. I just saw it pop up and I jumped in without hesitation, clicked that $1,000 without hesitation, and it ended up being a losing trade. It's just one of those things that now that we know how we can get to this point, how do we deal with it? How do we stop ourselves from allowing it to happen? And I'm going to tell you right now, you don't. You do over time, but you can't just say, I'm going to start doing this or I'm going to start doing that and I'm going to make myself stop. Because if you try to do it cold turkey, that's exactly what you're trying to, like, imagine, I don't know if any of you have smoked. I haven't, but I know people that have tried to quit cold turkey and they say it's nearly impossible. If you try to do something like that with something that's literally hardwired into your brain to react a certain way, there's a reason people sell fear and buy euphoria, because that's just how you're programmed. So the whole point of what I'm getting at here is you almost have to rewire your brain. Brian says it all the time. You have to rewire yourself to be a day trader. Everything that you've been hardwired to do in life, to jump on the euphoria train. When something's scary, get away from it, right? These are things that we're taught our entire lives. So the quicker that we can kind of realize that that's not what we want as a day trader. In fact, the people that run to the fear and buy up that fear, or the people that sell into that euphoria, they're the ones that seem to be winning all the time, right? So why would we not want to do what they're doing? If you, and I've used this analogy before, if you start a new job, do you want to learn from the guy that thinks he knows what he's doing? He's been there for 3 weeks, or do you want to learn from the guy that's been there for 30 years who just knows everything, right? He's been around for 30 years. He obviously has a good idea what he's doing. And, you know, in the market, I was literally about to say, I worked in a government job, and after 30 years, it doesn't necessarily mean some people know what they're doing. But in something like the market, if they're still around for 30 years, they probably have a good idea what they're doing. I doubt they're just around 30 years just gambling money away. So that's really the lesson, per se, that I want to get across with losing, because it's such a valuable thing to understand. It's not necessarily something you can learn. You can't really learn how to lose, but the sooner that you can understand how to lose and how to emotionally understand yourself when you lose, the quicker that you can move forward from it. And it took me a long time to even think about realizing this. I always used to be very risk adverse, but I found out that that was my problem, right? The fact that I was being too risk adverse. I was so afraid of losing, which I still deal with this problem. I get so afraid of losing, but now it's more so like I'll have 2 or 3 winning trades and I'll be afraid of giving it back. I'll stop trading because I don't want to lose and give it back. Like, that's a problem that I'm dealing with right now. But if you have that fear of losing at all times, then you find yourself not hitting the button. And I had that for the longest time. I mean, you guys, if you go back on my channel, I was literally making like 2 or 3 trades a week because of this fear that I had of losing. It wasn't that my strategy sucked. It wasn't that I didn't believe it was going to win. It was just I had the fear that if I hit this at the wrong time, it's not going to end well. And that was a huge problem. So it's definitely a process, right? We all know it's a process. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, but it's little things in your game. Like, to be a professional basketball player, you have to do all kinds of different things. You have to pass, you have to shoot, you have to run, you have to dribble, you have to do all kinds of different things. It's not, you can't just be necessarily good at one thing. We have to read charts. We have to have a strategy. We have to have an edge in the first place. We have to have risk management. We have to have all kinds of different things, and we have to put them all together and do them to the best of our ability every single trade that we take. It's a lot. It is not easy. Everyone says it's, you just click buy and sell. It's, just clicking buttons. And that is true, but to get to the point where you're clicking those buttons efficiently, that is where all of this, that's where the hard, that's where trading is hard. I'm gonna leave it at that. So, all right, let me catch up in the chat real quick. Doesn't look like I have too much to catch up with. Differences would be revenge trades. It actually always works. Must know what he's doing. Rather be lucky than good anytime. Adley says, damn. I don't know what that was for, but I felt like expressing it for you. This method assumes you have infinite money supply, though. In real life situation, you will lose all your money when a bad day happens. Yeah, the martingale strategy, 100%. Constantine, good morning, by the way. Yeah, I see your sons. My bad. I think I saw the suns pop up like right as I started that spiel, so I didn't quite answer you right away or say what's up. Have you put my daughter to bed, or you meant have to put my daughter to bed? See you, Tom. Mom, you leaving too? Or you're saying bye to Tom? Let's get the likes. Adachi said, let's get the likes. Giving my morning gains back is my biggest fear. Yeah. And currently, like in this current moment, that is my biggest problem. Like I'll get 2 good trades and I'm like just, one bad trade like AMTX or ZS could come along and literally make me break even. And I need to get over that fear. It's a bad fear to have because it's stopping me from, my system. If the win percentage is there, there's no reason that I should not be trading, right? I'm taking trades that could have worked, and a lot of times I'll watch them anyway, and they would have worked. Some of them wouldn't have, but they would have, maybe been smaller losses. But if you're not taking the trades, you're not letting the numbers play out, right? If I can keep my win percentage at 68% and my growth chart when I'm sticking to my plan looks like this, well, in order to keep it looking like that, I got to keep taking trades, right? So the more trades I take, if my win percentage is proving that at that specific win percentage, I can keep this chart looking like this, then I need to just keep doing it, right? Stop worrying about trying to get the 75%. Stop worrying about trying to win more than I lose. Stop worrying about trying to hit specific, monetary amounts during the day. Start just taking the trades like this. Again, I'm talking to myself here, but I'm talking to you as well. I need to step my game up when it comes to being scared to take trades, especially after that little morning rush, because that's kind of where my bread and butter is that morning, the first half hour. And then after that, I start to get a little iffy. I'm like, things started to slow down. If something runs now, it's probably like something to do with news. And, I start to kind of, get out of the zone per se. I'm not trading in the zone, pun intended, like I was that first half hour. So I really need to get myself to the point where that's not the case. And, it's something that I struggle with. I've noticed it, and it's something that I try to fix on a daily basis, but it's a process, right? Like I said, it's not going to happen overnight. Problem is the feeling when you give back gains and go break even or red. What do you do then? Does it trigger you? If so, maybe it's better to not take the extra trade. One thing is to just hide your P&L and just trade all day and see where you end up. And I'm assuming that's kind of what Brian does. And it's great advice. You shouldn't really be trading your P&L anyway. The only reason I know I keep my P&L on the screen is just to make sure that my share size wasn't too big or too little, because then it allows me, like if I see my unrealized going up and it's like a very minute amount to what I thought it was going to be compared to the move it's making, I can add some extra shares. If it's going up a little faster than I'd like, then I can make sure that I don't add too close together, and I can wait for maybe what is a definitive top or look for a backside add or something along those lines. So it's kind of what Brian does anyways. Like he'll get into a trade and then he'll scale in based off of the price action and where he started with his share size amount. And it's kind of the same thing. I just have a very tight stop versus Brian essentially not necessarily having a stop, more so than using the chart as his stop, if that makes sense. So, or it's the same. We're looking for the same types of entries, but we have 2 different strategies that we're applying to the same entries, if that makes sense. Jonathan, what's up, man? Welcome. Is the meeting over already? Didn't it? It just started at 9:30, didn't it? CRCT, all you crypto nuts, go check them out. How many people we got in here? 14. Anybody interested in the ISW giveaway? No, I thought you were doing them every week. First quarter of the next year. Gotcha. Trying to think of something else to talk to you guys with. I feel like I ran through that a little quicker than I was thinking I was going to. But I did have a pretty good spiel in there, I feel. How about the SPY? All-time highs again. There was like some news, was it today? It was yesterday at the end of the day, where they were like, oh, the vaccine might not be actually coming. It might have been a little couple setbacks. I remember Brian was making fun of me. I think he was like, "Oh, look, the SPY's dumping," and it's like I clicked over to it and I was like, "Ooh, that is a pretty big move, considering it went from high of day, all the way to like lows for the day, But when you zoom out, I mean, it only got to here, which if we look at that on the daily, I mean, that was like nothing. It was just kind of crazy to even think that was like a pullback or anything. But the SPY is, yeah, it's nuts. You scroll out a little bit, it starts to make you wonder, like, what the heck is going on? Come on. And there's the crash. Just trucking. This thing's just trucking. Absolutely insane. I mean, if you remember back in March, like before that, I remember when we broke 300, that was like the big thing, right? It kept going through and getting rejected, went through again, got rejected, and everyone thought that this move right here was like the end all be all, like this thing was going for a ride to the downside. And it was like, no, we're gonna truck back up to 300 and just kind of go our way through. And then obviously the vaccine happened, and I mean, this move is just insane. This is one that will definitely be talked about for quite some time. And the amount of volume it took to actually do it was actually impressive, because it wasn't that much. Like if you go back and look at 2008, look at the volume in the 2008 crash. Like look at this. There was days in here where the market traded 871 million shares versus the highest we had over here. Not the heck? Stole my volume chart. Oh, I just so it was like 381. I don't know why it's doing that. Usually it lets me draw a line down there. 381 million. So you're talking almost 1/3, a little bit more than 1/3 of the actual volume back here in 2008. And look at that drop compared to 2008. Just nuts. Yeah, I mean, usually you'd think we'd be trading more volume nowadays versus before, but just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Break for the holiday. Gotcha. Well, I mean, maybe we'll just cut this short. Won't make you guys wait. I don't really have anything else to talk about unless anybody has any questions. I feel like that was a pretty good spiel on talking about how to deal with losers. Personal struggles that I'm having. Even threw a nice little blackjack story in there. We say we just do the ISW giveaway. Pull up 2 likes away from what? Oh, 15? Yeah, it wasn't a big turnout today. I wonder if it's because I took last week off. Oops. That's not the right thing I wanted to pull over. I mean, shit, last week we had almost the amount of people that are in the stream right now in the giveaway. Kind of crazy. All right, so if you want part of the giveaway, which, hey, I guess for the people that do want to take part in this, it's good for you because we don't have that many people here. How about lucky number 27? So if you want to partake, this is for a week of being part of Team ISW. No repeat winners, guys. We're only doing new winners each and every week. So what else was I going to say? I don't remember. I was going to say something else that was clever, but I forgot. Yeah, you get a week of the ultra scans. You're in the team. You're part of the team, so you get both chat rooms. I'm like really screwing this up, huh? And yeah, so yeah, Brad, you already won. I think actually I just started this last week, so the only person that can't win this week is Sammy. So you are eligible, Brad. It started last week. And as of right now, it's starting to look like you, if you enter, might be the only one. It says we got like 14 or 15 people in here. Don't be scared. If you guys want to partake in the giveaway, all you got to do is type the number 27 together. I honestly haven't even seen Sammy in here, so I think he'll be all right. Actually, did Sammy even show up, Brian? I don't even remember. Yeah, Brad, you do already use the scanners, but you know what being part of the team's like. So maybe you could talk yourself into being with the team for another week, and then maybe become part of the team, eh? Ooh, Mom, you gonna try, huh? You gonna try? You gonna try? I just like seeing people type the number 27 because it's the best number ever. Ever. Can I give it to myself? Me. All right, well, I'm going to give you guys 4 minutes. I'm going to spend this thing at 10 o'clock. Feel free to ask questions if you still have a question. If not, if you're just dipping out, have a great weekend. If you want to partake in this giveaway, it's a week of the Team ISW scanners, as well as you get to join the chat room with the likes of me, Brian, David. We're some good company. Yeah, Brad's got some friendly competition here. Wonder what the somebody else streaming or something. Taking all my streamers. Who else is streaming? I don't see anyone else streaming. Well, I don't really follow that many people, to be honest. Anybody got any good weekend plans? I was actually thinking about going to the range, the old shooting range this weekend. You want to go, Mom? I was thinking about going like Sunday morning. Wonder if they're even open. I would assume they are, right? Just probably have to skip lanes. Just put a gap in between 2 of the lanes. It's been a little while since I went. I feel like I should go just to kind of brush up a little bit. Boyts, what's up, man? We're doing the giveaway a little early. We kind of rolled through the stream tonight. So we're going to be pushing the button here in about 2.5 minutes. If you want to get in, all you got to do is type 27. Yeah, well, Mom, that's exactly kind of why I want to go. Because Braden's going to be at GG's tomorrow morning all the way until Sunday night. He's spending the night. Guns are bad, I agree. But I have a family to protect. It's the only reason it's there. And they're fun to shoot, I'm not gonna lie. Do you feel the power in my hands? Feel the power. Do the Ravens even play this week? They like play Sunday night or something because of what happened? A Tuesday night. Jeez. Yeah, we kind of have to win out for the most part. That game in Pittsburgh was pretty rough. Not gonna lie, I'd love to see Pittsburgh go undefeated and hopefully we could like make a run to get into the playoffs, and just absolutely, that would be an amazing game if we had the AFC Championship game against them. Actually, I guess we wouldn't because we'd probably play them after the wild card game. Yeah, most likely, because we'd probably be the last wild card pick. I mean, maybe. You never know how the rest of the season's going to play out. We still got, what, 5 games? Yeah. A lot can happen in 5 games. I don't think the Jets are going to make the playoffs, but you never know. Yeah, he probably will. But I'm sure I'll get over it. He gets to sleep with Gigi. I'm pretty sure they always sleep together, so. All right, we got 45 seconds. Any last-minute entries? Last-minute people coming into the stream. Got 30 seconds. We're going to press this button. And it looks like it's going to be between Boyts and Brad. Why don't you paper trade your new strategies? That's a good question. I don't paper trade my new strategies because I feel, and you can even ask David this, he'll probably agree with me. When I paper trade way differently than I would with real money. Even if it's a little bit of real money, I still know it's real money, and I know I'm dealing with commissions and all that stuff, so it makes it real. With paper trading, you can literally enter a trade with no emotions because you know that even if you lose, it doesn't matter, right? You just go on to the next one. Sure, you can backtest strategies this way, but if you're legitimately trying to learn how to trade, paper trading, you're just not going to get those emotions that come with real trading. And I honestly, I recommend if you're new to trading to paper trade to learn the basics, but like when you're ready to actually trade and really test yourself, even using one share of something just to really just get the skin in the game to really make sure that you can handle emotions, it just makes it real, right? Using even one share is real versus on paper, every trade you take doesn't really matter, and you know that when you click the button. So it's just it's a big difference. Chart with multiple time frames. I use charts with multiple. I actually use the 2, the 15, and the daily. I have 3 charts on my screen going straight across 1, 2, 3, and I got the 2, the 15, and the daily. You'll take the giveaway. You got to enter the giveaway. All you got to do is type 27. I'll give you 30 seconds to do it because that was a good question. But I agree with Boyts. Paper trading is good if you're brand new. That's all I'll say. A conscious vegan. You get along with my brother. All right, you got 15 seconds. All I need to see is a 27 in the chat. 2, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gotta follow the rules. Trying to give you to O2. Okay. Nope. All right. Maybe next week. Show up for next week. Boyts, Brad, you got a 50-50 shot. Let's do it. Who's it gonna be? It's gonna be Brad the Baker. I'll give Brad the choice. You want the week, or do you want to give it to Boyts? It's up to you. Brad the Baker, the winner. I would take it if I was you. I'm just giving you the choice. Sorry, Conscious. All you gotta do is put the 27 in there next time, man. You could have had a shot. That was probably the best chance you're gonna get. I don't know why the viewers were down tonight, but they were. And all you had to do is put that 27 in there. That's all you had to do. Brad's like, I'm thinking. It's because of the Tesla merger? What is? Wait. Am I getting trolled? Am I getting punked? Where's the camera? Is there a camera somewhere? Brad? Congrats, Brad. You here? Anyways, we're going to get and end it. Give it... Brad, that's so nice of you. So nice of you, Brad. All right. Appreciate you guys all stopping by. Boyts, hit me up in the Discord. We'll get you hooked up for next week. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to find me in the Discord. Find me on Twitter. You can always leave them in the comment section on any of my videos as well on YouTube. Don't forget to hit the like button on all of my videos right when you see them. Hit the little post notification bell so when I post the videos, you can rush. I want you to run. Click that button and freaking run to it as fast as you can. Hit that like button. It's really the only thing I ask for to support the channel because it does help the channel grow because I think the more you guys hit the like button, the more it goes out to more people in their recommended feed, and then maybe more people will actually watch me, and maybe we can actually add some more people to our community and steal them away from the 90%, right? Let's start making it like 85-15. You know, let's try to help out a little bit. But yeah, that's wait, did I win? Yeah, you won, kinda, sorta. Just hit me up in the Discord. You didn't win, but Brad let you win. It's Brad. That's Brad. He's a decent guy. But with that said, guys, have a great weekend. Again, hit me up over the weekend if you want to chat about anything. You guys know me at this point. I'm a chill dude. I like to shoot the shit. And yeah, I'll see you guys Monday morning. Peace.